Hello everyone, welcome to Katharine's Q&A, episode 29. This is a series where you can ask an author pretty much anything. Today we're actually going to be talking about publishing, and in particular going through Amazon's platform, which is KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. And I'm just choosing this particular one platform because that is what I use. I'm exclusive through Amazon. There are other options out there, so if you are interested in looking around, please do so. But I'm just going to walk you through the KDP platform and in case you're interested in publishing, and just so you know what to expect, what you need to gather up in advance. It's preferable to gather up everything in advance so you're not like pausing and coming back and forth. It makes it a very simple process. Okay, so on Amazon, it used to be they had two different platforms. There's CreateSpace for paperback books, and then their Kindle side of things, but since then they've combined the platforms together, which is very nice, and made it super easy that if you upload and put out one format of a book, you can easily reformat it to another type. So that's great. And right now Amazon's going through beta for hardback covers books, so if you want to check that out, that's nice too. So you have in one platform 3 different opportunities to create books. If you're interested in audiobook and want to go through Amazon, they have a different program platform called ACX, and that's for audiobooks. Audiobooks are definitely very different from the other 3 in formatting and style and what they require, so they do have a separate platform for that. Okay, so you have a book you want to publish, you're interested in going through Amazon. What do? Well, first thing you need to do, obviously, is sign up and create your account. And then once you're there, you'll see a platform open to the home page, and it has 4 big tags that you can kind of find all sorts of different information, which is great. And the first one is your bookshelf. That one is where you will find all the books you published. If you have a work in progress where maybe you're uploading stuff slowly to have everything ready to publish a book when your final format comes in or whatnot, you can also have books that are waiting to be published listed there. But it's a great place to keep everything together. If you have anthologies, you can have them on there, or the proverbial box sets, they can all be listed there too. Another neat thing is when you're creating these books on Amazon, you can also create a series page. So if your book is part of a long series or part of a very complex universe, you can go on that part as well and fill in the gaps and say, this is book 1, 2, 3, 4, this is a prequel, this is a box set, this is an obscure one, but still in the same universe. And what will happen is when someone's searching on the Amazon page, they can find the information saying, hey, this is part of a series. Hey, this is part of all this information that interlinks together, and it allows that person to easily find other books in that universe. So pretty cool stuff. But point being, if you're wanting to kind of explore the home tab, again, bookshelf, list all your books, keeps it very simple. Your report section tracks sales, so physical sales. It'll also subdivide in like print books, ebooks. If you have a perma-free book or have done like a freebie discount deal, it'll label how many people have downloaded the book for free, so you can keep track and tabs that way. You can subdivide and search for a specific book or a specific time frame. If you're also part of the Kindle Limited program, so for an author that is KDP Select, I've talked about this in more detail in other little Q&As, but if you're part of that, on the reports tab, you can also find out how many pages have been read for each of the books there as well. And again, you get paid per page read when you're part of the KDP Select program. So that all information is there. You'll also have a tab that has community, and this is a place where it's kind of a Q&A resource center where authors, fellow authors, and publishers post questions and answers, and it's a nice resource if you are interested in publishing, especially with Amazon. They may be able to solve any issues you have by checking out that particular tab. And the final one is marketing. And in the marketing, that's where you can sign up for the KDP Select program. That's where you can find your advertising section. And it's also where you can create and manage your Author Central account or accounts. And Author Central is what they call the sub-platform that controls that beautiful page on Facebook for your author page. And so when you're there, you can claim which books that you've written, you can tweak your bio, and you can go back and forth between different countries' marketplaces. So that's all there. So that's a lot of information about the background of the KDP platform for authors. Now we want to move on to, okay, so I have a book I'm ready to publish. What do I do? What do I need? What do I expect? So get on your Amazon platform, select the bookshelf tab. And under the bookshelf tab, you will see right at the top, it'll say create a new book. That's what we're going to be doing today. So you click that, and the next thing it'll ask, it'll pop up and be like, what do you want? Do you want an ebook, paperback? And again, right now they're doing beta for hardcover. So you pick what format you want to focus on at current. And again, once you have that format ready, you can all easily use and create the other formats already on this page. But select whichever format you want. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to walk through some of the basics. Okay, so once you're there, you need to select, it'll show you a details page. And the details page asks basic questions. It'll be, what is your title? Is it part of a series? If so, which one? What is the series name? Again, that's a great place to link if you have a series, link them together. If you want to create a series sub-platform, it'll also ask you right there to do that, and it'll link you over, but that's a different topic. It'll also ask you under details, contributors, which are, if you created an anthology and working with other authors or other people along the way, you can add their names as a contributor as well. You put in your author's name, description of the book, so that's part of the blurb, the pitch that will pop up on Amazon. So that's when you input that there. You'll have a part asking about copyright, and again, I'm a person that says I always suggest going through the copyright process and making sure just 100% that you have that copyright in pocket in case there's any legal distribution. Wow, losing my train of thought. If there's any legal issue, having your copyright applied for is recommendable. But there you can plug that in. It'll also ask you keywords. So keywords are your search words. So if someone's plugging in epic fantasy, that could be one of your keywords, and it'll help when people are searching in Amazon, help Amazon figure out using their algorithm if this person's looking for your book. So keywords are very, very important. There are platforms, programs to help you figure out what keywords will work best for you. They do limit you to 7, I think it's either 5 or 7 keywords, and so you have to be very picky on which ones will work for you the best. But one of the platforms that I use that I like is KDP Rocket. It's a kind of a separate entity than Amazon, but it does feed in information and it helps authors find not only keywords, but the other thing that you'll need to plug in, which is your categories. Now here they think they let you choose 2 categories, and here's a trick. When you're filling out this category part and applying for or submitting your book for publishing, initially, you can only select 2 categories. The categories they have offered on KDP's platform are only a fraction of what they actually have. A little tricky. When I found that out, I was a little annoyed, but at this point, you're only limited to what they have to offer. So select whatever category or categories are best for you here. And there are other ways I can talk about different times on how to switch your categories after the fact. But you will be required to submit your category or categories. So Amazon has a basis to begin. You will be putting in your age range for your book. So if it's adult content, has a lot of explicit content, then you know, 18 plus is what you want. If you write children's literature, again, You have to figure out what is the best age range, optimal age range for your readers. So you put your age range as well as grade range. And again, grades are for, the children's books, young adult, possibly new adult. Just be aware that if your book is an adult thing, pick 18 plus. This helps, again, work with Amazon's algorithm to send the best books to the right readers and vice versa. So you want to just make sure you plug all that information in. And I think it's at this point where it will ask you, do you want to pre-order or not? And your choice, that's totally up to you. If you have the time and patience, you can put pre-order. They do limit you, I think it's less than a year. You can't go a year out, but if you want the optimal times, for pre-order can vary. I usually try to have a month to 6 weeks out when I do pre-orders, but not all my books go through pre-order, but that's an option you plug in right there. If you do select pre-order and once you submit the book, you are locked in. You cannot back out at that point. So do be aware of that. And you can make adjustments for your book's manuscript or other small tweaks up until I think it's like 72 hours before your pre-order goes live. But when you select pre-order, you're kind of locked in. So do kind of be aware for that. Okay, so that is a lot of information, but that's the first tab. Then you're moving on to your next tab. And the next tab is book content. The first thing it'll ask is, do you want digital rights management or not? Well, what is that? It's a little confusing, but what it is, it's asking you is, would you be okay if Kindle readers lend your book for a limited time to other Kindle readers? And if you say yes, the option's there. If you say no, you don't have to. But just be careful, because some of these things, once you choose, you're locked in for the whole time. I am a person I'm okay with people lending, so I always choose yes, but that is up to you. You can do some more research about it, and I'm sure there are authors with opinions, very strong opinions either way. At this point, you will be uploading your manuscript. And yes, you can make tweaks to your manuscript. The only limitation is, again, if you do pre-order, that's 72-ish hours right before the pre-order goes live. You can't make any tweaks. But before and after that, you can. And if you're not doing pre-order at any time, you could go in and upload a new manuscript if you catch spelling errors or want to update some small things for content-wise. You will also be asked, if you do print, not necessarily for ebook, because again, you don't need this, but print will ask you things like page size, paper color. Depending on the paper color, the thickness will change. I think white paper is like the thinnest, but that also will affect the thickness of your book, and then thus affecting the thickness of your spine, and so will affect your cover itself. So come in prepared, check it out. They'll ask you what size book. The typical is, I think it's a 6x9 is the typical. Check me, anyone. But you have options on different sizes you can pick, so you don't have to be the standard size, which is kind of cool. But it will ask you these little details. So check it out, do some research, figure out what you want before you start plugging away some of these pieces. Now again, you can at this point as well upload a cover or use Amazon's cover designer. Now I always go with an outside cover designer versus Amazon, but the opportunity's there. Check it out if you want, see what is available to you, or you can have a cover designer work with Amazon's parameters, and then you can upload that cover right there. The next thing you'll do, I always recommend, is check your book. There's a previewer option, or which allows you, especially when you're in ebooks, you want to make sure if you embed links that they're all working. Make sure the formatting looks right. If you embed images, or have they jumped around, all the stuff you want to go through page by page through the previewer online. If you are doing some kind of print version, be it hardback or paperback, I would definitely recommend ordering an author's proof. The author's proof usually comes with like a ribbon and printed on the cover, just again saying proof, because what they don't want you to do is then turn around and sell the proof. But order yourself a proof. I know it takes a little bit of time to get in the mail, but you do want to see how it looks like. You want to see how the colors, once they've gone through printing, look, because every type of printer will change the hues slightly, so that may bug you or not, but check to see what the colors look like. Make sure, again, formatting works perfectly or not. Those are the things you want to deal with right now before it goes live. Okay, and then the last thing it'll ask you on this tab, it will be, do you have an ISBN? You can buy ISBN through Amazon, but if you do so, you're locked in using it for Amazon. They kind of own the rights in a sense. Now, if you buy your own Amazon ISBN through an outside source, you have you own the rights to it, and then you could go wide with it. So again, if you don't want to be exclusive, you can use that ISBN for things like Kobo, Nook, etc., so on. So I go through, and one of the biggest ones to go through would be Bowker. Check them out. That would be a great place to get your ISBN. And also take note, when it comes to ISBNs, each different format will require a different ISBN. So if you're publishing print, like a print version, so like a paperback and an ebook, those are two different ISBNs. So when it comes to budgeting for the whole publishing process, remember the variety of formats you choose, each one will need its own ISBN, so that's an extra fee. Okay, pricing, tab 3. It'll ask you off the bat, do you want to be part of the KDP Select process? Again, I've talked about what KDP Select is in another one of these other chats. Check out that video if you want. I'm not going to go in depth right here. I say yes because I like that program, but to each their own. You will select your territories. So where you want to sell, you can go for all, which is what I do, or if you really want to be nitpicky, you can pick and choose which countries you want to sell to and exclude others. You have the option. You pick your pricing, and so again, depending on print or paperback or hardback, those are the research. What you will need to do is figure out what is a competitive price for each type of book. You can select potentially, Amazon offers 70% royalty versus 30%. If you go through KDP Select or through Amazon, you can choose the 70%, but you have to be exclusive with Amazon. If you go wide, you only get 30% of each sale you make, but you then can also reach people, again, who may not be on Kindle or going through Amazon to buy. You can probably have your works labeled elsewhere, again, depending on how wide you want to be. So you select all this right now, and on the platform, once you plug in your price, it will calculate the price. You plug in one price, and once you select your primary marketplace, so for me being in the US, my primary marketplace is Amazon.com versus Amazon.UK, or each different country has their own marketing platform. So you picked your primary one, you plug in your price. For me, it would be dollars, and then it will go down and tell you what you'll be making on each country using their money system. So that's kind of neat. It does all those calculations for you. One of the last things it will ask you is, do you want to, again, have the option to lend your book? I always choose yes. It's a little different than the other lending program. I don't know the difference. I just choose yes because lending my book doesn't bug me. But do note that you'll have to choose yes or no there. And then the basics is go through and make sure everything's correct and either go live or / put your pre-order up there or not. So that is a lot of content to gather, I know, but if you're going through the first time, take detailed notes about what you need, so then the next time you can already have everything gathered, and the process really doesn't take that long if you have all the information. And then again, it's really easy once you put out an paperback to then, it'll usually ask you, I think right off the bat, hey, do you want to turn this format into one of the others? And you can right then and there start that process, and it'll auto fill in some of the content for you to, again, make that publication process even that much quicker. Okay, if you have any questions for me about any of this information that I talked about today, post a question in the comments below or message me on social media. And until next time, Skål.